What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, I suppose. I kind of wrestled with the idea as to whether or not I should make this video or if I should not, but there's kind of a message that I want to get out of this video more than anything. I don't know if you remember, but in the video vlog similar to what I'm doing now, I did a piece on FZRP and talked about it, and I mentioned about my mum and the fact that my mum was waiting for a liver transplant because she has a condition that is known as polycystic kidney disease, which had actually spread to her liver, and she had a polycystic liver, which meant that she had cysts on her liver. We thought our prayers had been answered, and on the 14th of October we got a phone call to say that we found a liver for you, you need to drop everything and you need to come now. So we went to the hospital, went to Jimmy's in Leeds, and Mum had little pre-op checks that they do to make sure that things were okay, so urine test, blood test, ECG, that kind of stuff. And Mum went down for the operation at 11:30 on Friday evening. Now, it was quite a long operation. To give you a bit of an idea of the situation with my mum, a normal human liver weighs roughly 1.2 kilos, which is about, what's that? If you just use 2 as a 2 pounds per kilo, is about 4 and a bit pounds. My mum's liver, when they extracted it from her and they weighed it in the operating theatre, weighed 5.6 kilos, which is effectively like walking around as if you were pregnant. Basically, after the operation, she went into what they call the intensive care unit over here, where they basically, you get one-to-one treatment, you get monitored, and she was a bit up and down and everything was going okay. Unfortunately, my mum deteriorated slightly during the recovery period, and they couldn't quite work out what was wrong with her, so they had to go back in and have another look inside to see what was wrong. It was at that time that we were told that my mum had pockets of dead tissue within the transplanted liver, and that she needed another liver transplant. Basically, they'd managed to find another liver, but we were told that the next 12 hours would be critical. This was on the Tuesday. On Wednesday morning at about 4 o'clock in the morning, we got a phone call to say that Mum had deteriorated a lot, and we needed to get into the hospital. So we went back to the hospital, and when we got there, we were met by the critical care nurse and also a critical care doctor, I believe, and we were taken into the family room, and it was at that point that we were informed that my mum's heart had stopped. They'd tried to resuscitate her for about 10 minutes, but unfortunately my mum had passed away. She was 62 years old, and to say that I am devastated is an absolute understatement. To say that my family are devastated is just, it's an absolute understatement. It's hard to explain the emotions that you go through, or that I'm currently going through, and I guess you could say that I'm doing this video as kind of a way, it's almost cathartic in terms of that it helps me to talk about it rather than bottle it up. But the thing that we're really struggling with at the moment is that Mum was working on the day of her surgery. My mum worked full time. She never took a day off sick. She was obviously struggling with her condition, but she was working fine. She marched herself down to the operating theatre that night on the 14th of October. And God, this is hard. She gave us all a cuddle. She was happy. She told us all that she loved us, and went down to the operation, as I said, and she never made it through to the other side. And it's difficult because I can't begin to describe things that I've been going through, things that we've been going through as a family. We have so many unanswered questions, and questions that we need to put to the doctor about mum's care and everything, but that's a completely separate private family issue that I'm not going to go into at this moment in time. But it's really, really hard because my mum is the woman that raised me. My mum was a superhero as far as I'm concerned. She still is a superhero. She managed to get through a kidney transplant operation because of PKD, which is polycystic kidney disease. She cracked on like an absolute trooper. She would walk 25 miles a week. She would eat right. She would do everything. This is the woman that raised me, because my mum and dad are separated. This is the woman that that taught me how to shave, albeit not very well. that taught me how to be a man. That taught me how I should treat women. That just taught me everything that I ever needed to know about keeping my room tidy, about all those kinds of bits and pieces. And it's a struggle. It is a real struggle at the moment because we're all very up and down, because it's still very, very raw. We're planning the funeral at the moment. We're still waiting for the death certificate from the coroner so we can get the go-ahead to get all of that sorted out. But the other reason for this video, and I guess I'm speaking to maybe some of the younger subscribers that I have on my channel, is that I know it might seem that your mum might be annoying. I know it might seem that your mum is not very cool. And I know it might seem like your mum could be your biggest enemy, especially when you're going through those really difficult hormonal teenager years. But all I can say to you is please cherish your mother, respect your mother, be there for your mother, love your mother, hug your mother, tell her that you love her, because I don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. I don't have the opportunity to burst through the door in a house and scare her to within an inch of her life. I'm never going to get to hear my mum jokingly call me a twat again, and that kills me inside. And at this moment in time, I feel empty. I feel lost. But as a family, we are getting through it, and that's kind of as I said to you in a video that I did recently about why I hadn't uploaded a video for sort of over a week. This is the reason why. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. I've just lacked motivation. It's really, really hard to explain kind of the emotions that you go through and the way that it kind of makes you feel. I just miss her. I wish she was still here. I wish she was so enthusiastic about everything that I did, doing YouTube, doing all these bits and pieces, and I just hope that I made her proud. I hope that everything that I ever achieved in life is because of her, and I hope that she knows that, and I hope that she understands that. I'm just pleased that she got to see my sister graduate from university and become a radiographer, that she got to see me start being an adult again. Granted, it took me 36 years, but I managed to get there eventually, and it's all down to her. I am who I am today because of her, and I will never forget that. And in all honesty, the world seems a little darker. The world seems a little less happy because she's not around. I'm going to miss going round and having a coffee with her and going round and having a chat. I'm going to miss how excited she would get at Christmas for all of us, for me and Lisa, for my partner Emma, and for my sister's kids. And the joy that my mum got wasn't through material things, wasn't through money or anything like that. The joy that my mum got was family. And that's the key thing that I want anybody to get out of this video, is that family is the most important thing ever, because at the end of the day, friends come and go, regardless as if you're best friends or not. Your family is what makes you strong, and your family is what makes you who you are. And I hope that if anybody takes anything away from this video, it's about that there is nothing more important than family, and that you should cherish family, because one day you could be in a similar situation to me, and you might have regrets about how you treated your family or were with particular members of your family. And it just isn't worth it. It just isn't worth it at all. Like I said, I hope I made my mum proud, and I hope I will continue to do so. Apologies that this is quite a sad video, but I felt it important to get it out there. For me, it helps me to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to leave it there for this one. This was a lot harder than what I actually expected it to be, but I just wanted to give you guys an explanation. And for God's sakes, go and give your mum a cuddle, give her a hug, tell her that you love her. Like I said, I don't have the opportunity to do that anymore, and that kills me inside. Thank you for watching. I hope you get something out of this. We will see you on the next one. Peace.